colored textiles evolve into these that I call color splashes. And I began making each piece individually, and this is called Woven Galaxy. So that's the idea, that every piece has individuality, its own information, its own DNA. And these color splashes form a whole. That's the Woven Galaxy. And I continue to explore the Woven Galaxies and the color splashes in my textiles. As you can see, this one here, this is a very new one. Still, I'm working on each piece as an individual, but that forms a whole that works very well together. And I put a lot of effort also in the back of the piece. I like these to be very neat, very technical, very well solved. So for me, it's as important. And the beauty of these textiles is that they are very versatile. Since they are flexible, you can, they can be displayed at the ceiling, on a wall. You can play with this volume. And one thing that fascinates me about this is that glass is such a strong material and it's supposed to be fragile, but textiles make glass really strong, no? In the way I make them. And from this color splash that was tiny, I started to experiment with the larger color splashes. And they became, larger, and they started to grow in different ways and began to have appendixes. And so I started to experiment in the wall installations, and I discovered so much, because light helps me to evolve in my work, in the sense that, for example, when these shadows begin to appear, they are part of the work. And that is something that, has led me to investigate more in this direction. And the fact that these pieces are organic makes them capable of growing. I mean, they can adapt to any size of space, and they can go to the walls, and it's another road I'm taking, and I'm very interested in. And these color splashes also began migrating to these structures I call spheres. So it's a way of playing with them in another, with a different solution, and you can see it's very flexible also, because they can be larger. I can make groups. They can even be on the ground as sculptures that are just placed on the ground. So the color splash continues.
Wonderful. This is a very complex and rich story that keeps growing. So
yes.
We will interview you shortly. Thank
Great.
you so much, Ana María.
You are welcome.
Bye-bye.